Dear friends, see last lecture we saw the basic mathematics, that is calculus part. We also saw differentiation and integration. We also saw how it is used in kinematics. Now see we derived some formula for the integration. Now see this is a symbol for the integration. Okay. Now see whenever we are taking integration with respect to x, it is integration dx. Now see integration dx nothing but x raised to 0 dx. Okay. Now that is turned to x. How? Now see the formula x raised to n dx is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Okay. So here integration dx is nothing but 1 dx. 1 is nothing but x to the power 0, and if I take integration of x to the power 0 dx, x raised to 0 plus 1 upon x. So integration dx is x, that we have to remember well. So this is how we can write. Similarly, integration dv will be v, dy will be y. Okay. Now integration x dx is nothing but x to the power 1 dx, that is x raised to 1 plus 1 upon, going by the same formula, x squared by 2. Similarly, y dx will be y squared by 2. Suppose it is v dv, then it is v squared by 2. So integration x dx will be x squared by 2, y dy will be y squared by 2, and v dv. Likewise, here also dv is integration of dv is v, dx is x, and dy is y. Now, see in the earlier lecture we derived kinematic equation of motion with constant acceleration. See kinematic equation of motion with a constant acceleration. First was v is equal to v naught plus at. Second is d is equal to v0 t plus half at square, and d is v square minus v0 square. Now this first equation is v is equal to v naught plus at. See the second equation is d is equal to v naught t plus half at square, and d is equal to v square minus v0 square. Now same equation, see we have to derive by taking the help of calculus. See our example 3.3 is the same, that is we have to derive this equation by using the help of calculus. Now we know acceleration is dv by dt, so dv is equal to a dt. Now if I take integration on both sides, on both sides, that is integration dv is. Now see here our motion is with a constant acceleration, so we can consider a as constant. Now here t is equal to 0, velocity we consider as v0, and time t is equal to t, velocity is v. So these are the limit of the integration. At time t is equal to 0, velocity is v0. At time t is equal to t, velocity is v. Now, just now we have seen the rules for the integration, we have revised. So this will make dv integration will be v. Okay? A is constant and integration of dt is t. Now we substitute the limits of the integration, that is from v0 to v. See v0 is the lower limit and v is the upper limit, and t0 is the lower limit and t is the upper limit. Now we substitute the values, so we will get v minus v0, that is upper limit minus lower limit, is equal to a into t minus 0. Okay, so what we get is v minus v0 is 80, so v is equal to v naught plus 80. So this is our first equation which we derived earlier. Now see this is the first equation we have derived. Now see, we have to derive the second equation. We know the velocity v is nothing but rate of change of displacement. Okay, that we have used earlier number of times. So dx is v dt. Now see, just now we have derived this equation, so that we substitute here. That is v is equal to v0 plus at, that we substitute here. So what we get? Okay, now we simplify. Dx is v0 dt. Okay, now taking integration on both sides, that is dx v0 dt. Okay, now we assume that at t is equal to 0, position is x0, and okay, t is equal to 0, position is x0, velocity will be v0. Now at time t is equal to t, position is x. Now x0 we consider our final position, initial position, and x is our final position. Now there are the limit of the integration that we have to use. So if we write with the limits, so that will be integration dx from x0 to x is equal to v0 is constant, dt integration is from t is equal to 0 to t plus, okay, here is at dt. Now a is constant here, t into dt. Again time will be same from 0 to t. Now see, we know integration of dx is x is equal to v0 integration dt is t plus a is constant, t dt integration is t square by 2. Just we have seen earlier, x dx is x square by 2, t dt will be. See, that we have obtained by using the formula earlier. So now we substitute the limit x0 to x. x0 is the lower limit and x is the final limit. See, integration here is from 0 to t, and here also is 0. Now final position minus initial position, v0 t minus 0 1 by 2. Okay, now see, t is 1 by 2 we have taken common, t is the upper limit and 0 is the lower limit, so we have to write like this. Now see, x minus x0 is similar to our xf minus xi, that is a final position minus initial position. So displacement d is v0 t plus 1 by 2 at square. Now this is our second kinematic equation for motion with constant. So this is our second equation. Now see, we have to derive the third equation. Now we know acceleration a is dv by dt, that we have used. Now next we are taking the help of chain rule. See, it is similar to some multiplication process. Suppose it is 2 upon 5, we can write 2 upon 3 and 3 upon 5. Why? We divide and multiply by the same rule. See, that is called the chain rule. See, in the part of the calculus. So this dv by dt we write as dv by dx into okay. So what we see here, finally we get the same thing, that is dv by dt. See what we have done, divide and multiply by dx. Now see our equation, dv by dx upon dt is velocity. So how do this our equation will pan out? So a will be dv by dx into dx by dt is velocity, that we are writing. Okay, now see, this dx we take on the left hand side, v. Okay, now see, we take integration on both sides, taking integration on both sides, that is a dx is equal to b dv. Now see here we are taking integration with respect to x, so the limit of integration x0 is the initial position. See at that time the velocity of the object or the particle is v0. See at later time the velocity is v. See the final position will be x. Now see we have seen the rules earlier. So a is a constant term, dx will be equal to v dv. See the limit of the integration we can write from v0 to v x0 to x. Now we have seen earlier integration dx is x and v dv is, see that we have used earlier. So a dx integration is x. Now see x0 is the initial position, x is the final position. V square by 2, v0 is a lower limit and v is the upper limit. See 1 by 2 we taken common, so this will be v square minus v0 square. Here it will be x minus x0. Okay, x is the final position, x0 is the initial position. Now see x minus x0 is nothing but like similar to xf minus xi, that is our displacement. So it is AD is equal to v square minus v0 square by 2. See 2 we take on the left hand side, so 2AD is v square minus v0 square. See this is our third kinematic equation of motion with the constant direction. See we should be knowing to obtain this equation by both methods. See initially we derived by using graphical method, okay, and secondly see in our example 3.3, see we have derived by using taking the help of calculus. Now see just now we have derived three equations, v is equal to v0 plus at, d is equal to v0 t plus half at square, d is v square minus v0 square upon 2a, by taking the help of calculation. Now see next is a very important topic. See the kinematic equation of free falling. See by using this above three equations we have another set of three equations which will be very much useful to us in solving number of problems. Now see is a free falling object. Let us say I allow two objects fall this object freely. So see the object is coming down because of the gravitation force. Now what we can see here we are not applying any force. It comes down due to gravitational force. So in that case, see whenever the body starts its motion, initial velocity is 0 and it is coming down because of the gravitational action. So in that case for a free falling object v0 is 0. Now an acceleration, that is g, that is a constant acceleration. This is gravitational acceleration. More regarding the gravitation we'll study in lesson number 8. Now g is gravitational Now this is also a constant value on the surface of the earth. So we have to see by taking this initial condition how these three equations will pan out. So in the first equation, see it is v0, v is equal to v0 plus ag, v0 is 0 here, a is g, so first equation becomes v is equal to 0. Now see the second equation, d is equal to v0 t plus half at square, okay. Now v0 again is 0 and a we have to substitute by g, so the distance covered is half g square. And the third equation, see again d is v square minus v0 square upon 2a. See v0 is 0 and instead of a we substitute by g, so d is equal to v square by 2. Okay. Now these are the three important equations. See these are the kinematic equation of free falling object. Okay. See whenever the object is allowed to fall under the effect of the gravitation, see we have to use this equation. Now see the next set of equation, kinematic equation for object or a body thrown in vertically. Okay. Now see the example of free falling object. Suppose see a tower is there. This is the bottom of the tower. See a person allows to fall an object free. So this is a free falling object. Now here see the body is thrown in vertically upward direction. See that is against the gravitation. Let us say the object is thrown in vertically upward direction with some velocity v0. Okay. Now see here during the downward motion acceleration we consider plus g. Okay. But when we throw a body in vertically upward direction, see the acceleration a we have to take is minus c. Okay. For a body thrown in vertically upward direction, see initial velocity will be v0. Okay. And the acceleration will be minus c. See we have to see how these three equations are modified for a body thrown in vertically upward direction. See our first equation. See here v is equal to v0. See instead of a we have to substitute minus g. So our equation will become v is equal to v0 minus g. Okay. Now see the second equation. Distance or displacement v0t and a we have to substitute by minus g. So 1 by 2 into minus gt square. So this equation will turn out to be 1 by 2 minus gt square. See that is our second equation. Okay. For a body thrown in vertically upward direction, see the equation will become v0t minus half gt square. See the third equation, d is equal to v square minus v0 square. 2, since a we have to substitute by minus g, so in that case it will be minus g. So we can say v square minus v0 square upon minus 2g, or we can write v0 square. Okay, depending on the initial condition given, either the body is thrown in vertically upward direction or the body is allowed to fall freely. See, we will be using this equation. Now see our next example. That is example number 3.4. Now see the question says, let us say this is a tower. Height of the tower is 25 meter. Okay. Now see from the top of the tower, see object is thrown in a vertically upward direction with the initial velocity of 20 meter per second. Now see here we are given that a g value is 10, that is nearby 9.8 meter per second square. See the question says how high the ball will rise, and secondly how much time the ball will take to reach the ground. Now see here, let us say for AB part, okay, now let us say the distance covered AB is d. Now we can use the equation d is equal to v square minus v0 square upon 2a. Now see here the initial velocity is 20 meter per second, but we should know at highest point the velocity will become 0. Okay, why? Because that is moving against the gravitation. So at some highest point the velocity will become 0. So see here the final velocity will be 0, minus v0 is 20 and acceleration is minus 10. Okay, so that will give us v is minus 400 upon minus 20. Now see this is a height attained by the ball. Okay, the ball will rise by 20 meters. Okay, or if in the question if say from the ground, then it will be 20 plus 25, 40 meters. Okay, but here the answer is how high ball will rise. So the answer will be 20 meters. Now second, we have to find out how much time the ball will rise to take to the ground. Now see, first we calculate time to reach to the highest point. So that is the equation is v is equal to v0 plus 80. Again at highest point velocity is 0, v0 is 20. Okay. Now moving against the gravitation, that's why it is minus 10. Let us say time is t1. Okay. Now see the time for AB, we say time is t1. So t1 is 20 upon 10. Okay. Now see we have to calculate the total time to reach to the ground. See let us say from A to B, then again B to C. So from time taken to reach from A to B, we have calculated T1 is 2 seconds. Now see, once it has reached to highest point, see, it will be a free fall. Okay, now it will come because of the gravitation acceleration, it will be free falling object. Now during that, how much distance will cover? See, initially the height of the tower is 25. See, 20 is the distance covered. So this BC distance, we can say it is AB plus AC, that is 20 plus 25. Now it is a free falling object. So here V0 is 0, B is 45 and G is 10. Okay. Now we have seen the equation for a free falling object. B is equal to half gt square. Now let us say we say time is t2. Okay. So D is 45 is 1 by 2. G is 10. Okay. Now see, the time for B to C is 3 seconds. So total time taken to reach to ground is T1 plus T2, that is 2 plus 3 is 5 seconds. Okay. So this is our second answer. So in 5 seconds it will reach to the ground. Now see, here in this example we have to find out how high the ball will rise, that we have calculated, and the time taken to reach, that is a total time of flight or total time taken to reach from A to B, then B to C. See, that is BC distance. Okay. Now the same example can be solved by another method that we have to see now. See, right now, see, the object is thrown in vertically upward direction. So in that case we consider motion in y direction. Okay. Now see, when we throw the object in vertically upward direction, see, its initial position with respect to ground is 25 meters. So that's why y0 we can say is 25 meters. Now finally it reaches to ground, so the final position is 0. Okay. Now see, here the body is thrown in a vertically upward direction. Now see, the point we throw the object, in that case becomes our origin. So in that case, see, the velocity in upward direction we get positive. Now the body is moving, again the gravitation. In that case, see, if I take this as a reference line, gravitation again is a vector quantity that will be in the downward direction. So in that case we have to take as minus 10. Now see, our equation, displacement is V0 t plus half at square. Now we know displacement is again final position minus initial position, y minus y0 is V0 t plus half at square. So y we can write as y0 plus V0 t plus 1 by 2 at square. Now see, by given condition y0 here, V0 is 25, y0 is 25, okay? V0 is 20 and A is minus G, that is minus 10. Okay, now if I simplify, if I divide by 5, then it is 0 is 5 plus 4t minus t square. So it is t square minus 4t minus 5. Okay, now see, this is a simple factorization. See, that we have studied earlier. Okay, so t minus 5 and t plus 1 is equal to 0. So t minus 5